I'm Kari from Kari Douma Photography, and I've been a wedding photographer for almost 10 years now. Do weddings in the West Michigan area and throughout the state of Michigan. And I love weddings, absolutely love weddings. The joy and the excitement and the anticipation, and it's just one of those things from the very first wedding that I ever photographed. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So it's something that I specialize in, and if you'd like to see a little bit more of my work, you can check out my website at www.karidouma.com, or you can stop by my blog at grandrapidsweddingphotography.com.
When we were planning our wedding, I knew she had to be our photographer. So it wasn't only dates that worked for me and Jordan and both of our families, it was dates that worked for Kari.
Our wedding is up at the Grand Traverse Resort. Automatically knew who we were going to do for a photographer. It was kind of a no-brainer.
The first thing we decided, pretty much.
Yeah, overall the engagement section was a great time to get to know her. She asked us questions about what we wanted, expectations we had for our wedding and our pictures, and any certain poses we wanted, and she's really easy to talk to, so we were joking around the whole day.
We used those pictures as our guest book, kind of the background for our guest book, and they could sign those as well. That was a nice touch to have that we keep on the coffee table too.
I remember walking into the church and Kari's already checking the lighting and getting an idea of what's coming next, and just put me right at ease.
When somebody's behind the camera, you can kind of get uptight with somebody you don't know, but she just made it real natural and it worked out well.
Yeah, it was nice because she had a lot of ideas of where to take pictures, but she also was open to suggestions.
Yeah, I wanted a specific sun shot and the sun behind us, and she did that perfectly. She even showed it. She's like, look, Jen, it's perfect, and I was really, really happy with that.
We have one picture in particular with this bright blue sky behind us and the steeple of the church behind us, which is just amazing. That one's hanging in our bedroom. And Kari organizes really well. So as far as the list of pictures that I had that I wanted, she was right on top of what we were going to do first, next, when to bring the families in.
It ended up raining on our wedding day, which was a challenge. So in between the mist and everything, we took our umbrellas out, and Kari would quick run out of the tent, and we'd run out, quick get a good picture, and then run back in. And it was a challenge, but she made it so much fun. She knew exactly what poses to do. She asked me to do one pose, which he picked me up, and I had to flip my heels back. I looked at her like she was crazy at first, because I was like, there's no way this is gonna work out well, and it is by far my favorite picture. She laid down in the wet sand to take a picture of me and all my sisters in a circle, kind of getting the upward view of it. She comes up and her hair's all wet and sandy, and she's just, okay, on to the next picture. So she's just easy to work with, and she has great ideas, and she works through any trials you could even imagine. And it really shows with having rain on your wedding day that it can still go well.
So we chose to see each other before the ceremony, and it worked out really well. If you wait to see each other till that point in time, you're not going to be able to talk, or you're not going to want to talk, because you're in front of all these people and they're all in on your conversation. So we had plenty of time to talk about how the day had gone so far, and see each other and have that moment.
They had him turned around so he couldn't see me. Then when I came out there, I had to tap him on the shoulder, and he turned around, and it was just big smiles, and they got every moment. At one point I was just looking down at my dress, and he was holding my hand looking at me, and it was nice having two people there taking pictures, because that's one of the moments you don't want to miss. And they didn't miss much of anything.
We ran outside for quick outdoor pictures, even though it was freezing cold. Kari was up for that anyway, so we went outdoors, and one of the photographers was holding my dress, though you can't see her in the photos.
And one of our favorite pictures of the reception in that day is he flipped me over in the air, and it's of him flipping me, and I'm upside down, and I'm smiling, surprisingly, and it just is the best picture. I don't even know how they captured it, because I didn't even give them fair warning that it was happening. So it was one of the best pictures of the day, and everyone asked me, how did you get that picture? And I was like, oh, it was Kari Douma, my photographer. She's awesome.
When I looked at the wedding pictures for the first time, they turned out outstanding, and there were tons of them. We got married up at Crystal Mountain Resort, and I loved how she did a proof book for us, and it was we got to keep those, and that was just awesome.
I can remember sitting with Kari, and she had already done the album and had the template already created. So we just had to go through and pick the pictures and what size we wanted and what order we wanted to go in. And Kari tells a beautiful story through our whole book.
And I was one that was adamant about having my wedding album because it's one of the things you have left from your wedding day after it's said and done.
I think, you know, you get to do weddings one time in your life and you want it to be right the first time. And it's just one of those things that you don't want to have to worry about.
Very glad we went with Kari.
If you're looking for a photographer, go with Kari. She's professional, number one, and she's sweet. She got along with everybody very well. She takes pictures you don't even know she's taking, and it's so fun to be like, oh yeah, I didn't even know she was there at that time.
We could just trust her with the day and trust that it would go smoothly, and it did. We would absolutely recommend Kari to family and friends, and we have.